Malcolm, if you're there for us, tell us what you're seeing. I know you've been talking to a lot of neighbors now.
And Miriam, one of the things I heard you mention is the fact that everyone stays inside when these storms occur and how important that is. A lot of people are just now coming outside. We've talked to some of them to see just how bad the storm really was. The rain is starting to fall a little bit harder now than it has been. We've been here for about 30 minutes or so. As evidence of the storm, take a look at this right here. This neighborhood is generally lighted throughout the night. Well, this light pole won't be helping anyone tonight because this light pole was clearly knocked down from the winds. It's got a hole in it. No telling as to how long it'll be before this light pole is back in service. As we mentioned, there's people out walking around just really getting an idea as to how bad things were. And the more we walk around this neighborhood here in Pine Manor, it's an apartment complex. There's a lot of people living in this neighborhood. The more things we find. I've seen some severe flooding back in this direction over here, and the cleanup efforts from the folks who live inside of this house have already begun. You see this pile of branches here, some of them pretty big. The fact that this one is on the ground lets you know that the winds were incredibly strong. It clearly came from this tree or this one right here. So the efforts to clean up the neighborhood are starting to begin. A lot of these folks in shock and really just taking it all in. We can see some people mopping and just pushing out some of the rain from their walkways as they make their way to their cars. Right now you're getting a look at this tree right here, and over in that direction there's a pond, and you can see how heavy the rainfall is in that general direction. So a lot of cleanup for these folks that live here in this neighborhood, and a lot of observations by the people who live here as well. Right now I'm looking at one man who's taking a picture of some of the devastation that he's seeing. Folks have been watching it all week. We've been covering the aftermath of the tornado that hit down in Cape Coral, and a lot of folks are just completely stunned with the fact that we had to deal with a tornado in Florida. Well, now we're looking at a tornado warning and more severe weather. This tree, take a look at this one. We showed it to you earlier. We can't show you enough just how strong the winds were as they touched down in this part of Fort Myers. We're going to have continuing coverage and check out more areas. I've had a lot of people drive up to us and say, hey, just drive down 41 a little bit. It's terrible. Drive down Pine Manor. It's awful. So we'll continue to canvass Fort Myers and get an idea as to how bad things are throughout the neighborhood. Miriam, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Malcolm. You can see where that branch just